I admire the Garfield teachers for taking a very principled and courageous stand against something they know is not good for their kids and not good for teaching. And I stand right with them because I came to the same conclusion as a parent. And I think it's easier for a parent to stand up because the district is not our employer and we can opt our kids out. So for a teacher to do this and say, listen, you're my employer, but I really disagree with what you're trying to make me do. I mean, I really admire their courage in doing that, and I agree with them. And the thing is, the facts are on their side.
The NAACP supports teachers, students, and others that are dedicated to positive and creative education of our children. We stand against standardized testing that doesn't actually evaluate the way in which kids think and the process that's outlined.
I think it takes a tremendous amount of courage on their part to stand up for something that they think is right. And in a way, it's an act of civil disobedience that I think they're well aware of the consequences that have been, shown to them or told to them, and that this is something that they believe in. And so from the role model perspective, I think, that they're really modeling a way that one sort of protests respectfully.
I am completely in support of what the Garfield staff is doing, and I admire them, and I think they're brave. The stance that they've taken is very courageous. And I think it would be a powerful message if all schools and all staff took that step.
Yeah, the teachers were right. That's the basic reason that we supported them. That the testing as being carried out at the high school level seemed to us to be a waste of resources, and at best and at worst a reinforcement for some kids of a pattern of failure.
The idea that you don't blindly follow rules, but you do it in an informed way, which I think the teachers are doing. They're not saying testing is bad or we don't want to follow the rules. They're saying we have such strong concerns about this particular test that we are willing to sacrifice our own pay to stand up for what we believe is right. I mean, you can't ask for more integrous modeling than that.
If I was a teacher, the test would infuriate me. I mean, it's this kind of inconsistent test where you can see a kid in the fall, he'll take it, get a 220. In the winter, he'll take it, he'll get a 250, and that's a huge jump, a 30-point jump. That's huge. That's like several grade levels. And then in the spring, he'll take it again, he'll get a 220. And it's the kind of test that it's so inconsistent, and you have to waste 3 class periods a year taking it. It's just the kind of test that if I was a teacher, I would hate, despise.
They are not saying we don't want any accountability. They're saying we want to use measures that actually mean something, things that measure what our kids are learning. And that's what I want as a parent. I want my kid to be measured based on what he or she is being taught in class, and the MAP test does not do that.
I thought there was the opportunity when the superintendent announced the task force for him to take a step back there and say, okay, we've got this task force, it's going to work hard and quickly. And in the meantime, we're going to suspend the tests, and we're all going to be together on going forward. And I think he would have gotten cheers from people, and nobody would have seen him as weak. But unfortunately, that wasn't the path.
We've had great teachers in all the schools we've been in, both the teachers that my kids have had and other teachers in the school that I know that they just haven't encountered. And I'm constantly impressed at how much the teachers know about what they're doing.
My individual feelings are aligned with, my feelings as a staff member as part of this building. I'm the testing coordinator, so that's very different than being a teacher here, but I support my teachers in what they want and what they think is best for their students. They're the professionals, and I'm an educator too. So if I could wave a magic wand, I'd go back and wish that the talks we had with Superintendent Bondo would have ended differently, and that we could postpone MAP testing at the high school level until the task force has completed their work. I know that that's not going to happen, but I don't think people should receive consequences when you have this many, hundreds of professionals saying this isn't right. I understand why they want the data on the kids, but I just think that this is so big that people ought to stop and go, maybe they have a point. And I'm not sure that that's happened yet.